I'm gonna attempt to do a tutorial. We're gonna try to do something of EDM, but the important part of the tutorial is to see the different parts to build a song, a basic song. So excuse me if there are some mistakes. So we're gonna use a lot of the arranger. We're gonna stay a lot of time in the arranger. The thing is, we have the arranger, we have tracks, plugins, audios, sound packs, etc. And later, what we need to understand is that build a sequence for 4 bars. That sequence goes stored in this part of the sequencer, the sequence 1. Later, that sequence can be copied and we alter other parts of the sequence in order to build the second part, the verse, the chorus of the song. So later we pass that to the song, and in the song we can perform the song. In what way? We can mute the strings, we can mute the bass, we can mute the drums, we can go mix it up, the things. So I'm gonna build a drum, and we start with that. So I have a string. We're gonna add a drum. We're gonna add a bass. So now we have these things. We have the strings, the drums, and the bass. We go to the sequencer. We're gonna check the tempo. Normally EDM is 130, 35. I'm gonna set to 35, and we're gonna build the kick. We select the pad. We need to select the drum. So I'm gonna make it fast. In the other videos I'll show you how to build how to use the sequencer, so you can check those videos too. And we're gonna use the sequencer in the fastest that we can. Change the bar. We add other parts. That's what we're gonna add. I'm gonna select other pads. I'm gonna do that. And we're gonna correct that. We go back bar 1. I'm correcting, directing in the sequencer. And we go back to the arranger, and we're gonna add the string. I'm gonna use a progression that I like a lot, but you can use any progression of chord that you want. I'm gonna use this. So I'm gonna record that. I'm gonna use A, D, F, and G. Now what we're gonna do is gonna add the bass. So we're gonna add the bass. We're gonna use the chord A, but we're gonna look to the last note. The objective is to try to form waves. After the A comes the, and the last note is the E. So we're gonna change to the chord of E. Later we have the D. We're gonna change to G, because D, G, D, E, D, A. A, and later F is C. So it's gonna be E, A, C, and later comes the G, and it's D. So we're gonna test first. We're gonna use the arpeggiator. E, A, C, D. I'm gonna record that. E, A, C, D. Now, excuse me, and now we're gonna go back. So we have one sequence here. So the objective is to pass the sequence to the song. So we're gonna go back to songs and give a name to the song. Test. Now go back to the sequence. We have this sequence is in the arpeggiator. Well, if we select in sequence, use a sequence in the arpeggiator, there is nothing. This is the sequence that we're gonna alter it later. We're gonna copy the first sequence to the second sequence, and later alter the second sequence. So we go back to our first sequence, to the arpeggiator, and we copy the sequence to the new set. So we're gonna put the sequence 2 and copy. Now in the next sequence we have one sequence and two sequences, and those sequences are in the arpeggiator. So if I go to the second sequence in the arpeggiator, we are in the second sequence. In this sequence, I'm gonna erase the bass and the strings, and we're gonna alter part of the drum and add some parts. So we go back to the sequencer, we go back to our pads, and we look for other things. So for example that. We're gonna add that. In the first sequence there is not that part. In the second sequence is recorded that part. So we're gonna look for other thing. This is enough for this part. You wanna have the second part like this way. We're gonna try to add that. So we go back to the second sequence that we are working on. We're gonna select this part, the third bar, and we're gonna record in that bar the drum. So the second sequence now sounds in this way. We're gonna try to add some other strings with the same chords. Record that. I'm gonna try to add other bass, other part like the bass. So we're gonna use the same note or similar because we use E, A, C, D. I'm gonna arrange a little bit in the mixer. I'm gonna record that part. As you can see, we are using the mixer to select the things. two sequence. So we go back to our next sequence. We have the two ones, the two here. So we're gonna copy this, send to the song, and now in song we have the two sequence. What we're gonna do now is perform the song in the pad mute, in the track mute. So here we can select the sequence and set the start without the drums and with the strings, and the second part without the drums and nothing else. So now we perform the song, second one, and we start.